Hey, so this week, the long-simmering saga of Kelowna Springs Golf Club's tentative transformation from golf course to industrial zone took a big step forward. Kelowna City Council voted to approve a zoning change at 480 Penno Road, aka Kelowna Springs, from private recreational to industrial, paving the way for Density Development Corporation, the current owners of the property, to redevelop the back 9 holes of the golf course into an industrial park. Warehouses, light manufacturing, and also a set of indoor pickleball courts, as a little treat. There has been a ton of opposition to this plan from members of the community. Golfers, environmentalist groups, mayoral candidates, and earlier in March, a massively well-attended marathon of a public hearing went down where those for and against were provided one last forum to shoot their shots. Ultimately, the council majority sided with the for team, arguing that this is the best possible compromise between ecology, recreation, and economy, and what has been one heck of a twisty-turny, flippy-floppy decision-making process. So how did we get here? The zoning change at the heart of this was proposed in 2020 in early drafts of what would be Kelowna's next official community plan. In fact, it was the owners at 480 Penno Road who approached the city with this. Essentially, the owners wanted to sell and get out of the golf business. A large parcel of industrial land near the airport would be very much in demand. Future land use designation was set to industrial, as official as the freshly minted 2040 OCP, a community plan that the whole of council at the time supported. Then mayoral candidate Tom Dias campaigned hard in the 2022 election on saving Kelowna Springs Golf Club. This was a much ballyhooed part of Dias's platform, and certainly contributed to his win over then Mayor Colin Bazran, who, by comparison, was a champion of Kelowna Springs going industrial. Then City agreed to purchase 480 Penno Road with the understanding that it would become industrial land. Though in June of the following year, the new council, including some familiar faces from the previous council, voted unanimously to reverse the industrial future land use designation. The City of Kelowna has been urged to expropriate, which is to say force Density to sell the land to the city at fair market value. But what has ended up happening instead is a land swap. Density gets approximately 9 acres of city-owned industrial land, and the city gets the front 9 holes worth of Kelowna Springs. What the city also gets is ownership of the stormwater retention ponds on the golf course. See, the city is taking ownership of a great deal of the risk associated with any disastrous flooding that might occur on this property. The sort of environmental emergency that might be contributed to by runoff from heavy rains on a nearby paved surface. There are serious concerns that the soil compaction from building on top of the back 9 holes will result in flooding of neighboring agricultural properties. Disruptions to groundwater migration may well cause new springs to pop up, and also impact renewal of water in adjacent ponds. Density has pitched this compromise as the ecologically responsible path, since the land swap means roughly half of Kelowna Springs becomes protected in perpetuity by the city. Though I'm reminded a little of that quote out of the Vietnam War: we have to destroy the village in order to save it. In this case, half the village. Now, additional environmental assessment will be involved in Density's formal development proposal, which is likely to come before our next council. Let's hope all of our council candidates have done their homework, because this is exactly the kind of thing that council should be getting right on the first go around, not the third.